Anyway, in the week when the man in sharp suits from Aiba arrived in London and dropped the bombshell by telling a few of us that Rob McCracken is banned from ringside at international events, there was a positive story from Aiba. They shared the project known as the World Series of Boxing, a tournament involving 12 clubs from 3 regions. The boxers competed at 5 different clubs, for 5 different clubs, over 5 different clubs over 5 rounds of 2 minutes. Without vests and without head guards. It's working in places like Azerbaijan, LA, China and Kazakhstan. Now, to get an update on the WSB, I spoke earlier to Aiba's Under Siege press officer Paul O'Neill, and I started by asking him how many boxers are involved.
Well, Steve, we have a total of 218 boxers from all 5 continents represented, and this includes 26 World Championship and Olympic Games medalists.
And of those boxers that are there, how many have the teams actually gone out and sought? Is that the way it's worked? Countries like Paris has gone out and found boxers from all over. Is that because most? I'll be honest with you. This show's been going a long time. Most of my listeners will be going, World Series of what? People won't even know what it is. Sort of fill us in slightly, Paul.
Yeah, I appreciate the situation that your listeners will face in the absence of
a London team.
Yeah, there was a twofold process. The teams are composed for the majority of national boxers, so they would work with the boxing federation in their country to recruit the majority of their boxers. But we do have a rule that each team has to have at least 3 foreign boxers in the team, and at least one of those has to compete in every match. These places were initially filled by a boxer draft that we held last year in London, and the teams have also approached some boxers directly since then to sort of fill up their ranks as well. So
when did it actually start?
The season started last November the 19th, and the regular season concluded on the 19th of March this year.
And how long did the actual nights of boxing last? Because there's only 5 weights involved. Is that correct?
Yeah, exactly. We've got 5 bouts in 5 weight categories, and 5 3-minute rounds. So you're looking at around a 2-hour window that's been specifically designed to fit in nicely with a TV package.
And they don't wear any vests, and they don't wear any head guards, and they don't have computers at ringside. But yet it's still amateur. It still falls under amateur boxing.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, that's part of the beauty of the project is that you can get these Olympic and world champions fighting each other almost week in, week out, with regular guaranteed competition under a professional style of rules. Yeah.
Now, tell me where we are now. We're at the semi-finals, the quarter-finals, the finals, and where are they taking place and who's involved?
Yeah, we have the semi-finals starting actually this Saturday. The 4 semi-finalists: Los Angeles Matadors, the Astana Arlands. Arlands means wolf in Kazakh.
Thank God for that.
Baku Fires and Paris United.
That's not bad. So we've got Azerbaijan, Kazakhstan, Los Angeles, and Paris. That's a nice little spread of countries. Now, so what we've got here is this is the semi-finals, and so will the 2 winning teams fight each other in a final? When will the final be?
Yeah, the semi-finalists will go home and away, so over 2 legs, and the winner of each semi-final will then travel to China in the 6th and the 7th of May, where we have the finals over 2 nights, and the winning team's set to pick up $500,000 in prize money,
which gets split between all of the boxers inside the team. Now, if I'm not, I was with the executive officer, or executive whatever it is of Aiba, Ho Kim, and Dr. Wu the other day, the boss man, on Monday night here in London, and they talked about the top 5 boxers get an instant green card to next year's 2012 Olympics.
Absolutely. We have the team championships in the 6th and the 7th of May, and then 2 weeks later we have the individual championships. Now, the individual champions are based on the individual boxer rankings at the end of the regular season, so this is we already know who they are. And the top 10 will be going head-to-head, and the winner in each weight category, as you say, will get an automatic quota place for London 2012.
And obviously, Mr. Wu's been in London, the top man at Aiba. I mean, has he been having talks with people about possibly having a London franchise for this in 2012?
Well, actually, Steve, we were in discussions from the very outset to try to get a UK-based team up and running. They're quite prolonged discussions, unfortunately, and in the end, the British boxing authorities decided against it. But we are hoping that, given the success of the first seasons, that we'll be looking to set something up, maybe for the next season or coming seasons.
And finally, don't worry, I'm not going to drop a bombshell on you, although there's plenty of those exploding at the moment inside amateur boxing. Finally, Mr. Wu did mention something about the possibility of getting rid of head guards. Was it lost in translation, or did my ears hear me right? Eventually.
Your ears are working perfectly.
Thank God for that.
This is something that was mooted as a direct result, really, of the World Series of Boxing, and the aim is that with the success of the tournament, because we have professional style boxing, but you have really the world's best boxers. We've seen that already after this first season, with over 360 bouts, we've only had 5 knockouts. We've had very, very few injuries.
That's stunning.
So the aim is to look at this over maybe 2 or 3 seasons, collect all the data, and then have some evidence of the safety of the tournament to be able to put the case for abolishing head guards.
Yes, abolishing head guards. It could come after 2012. OK, so it was a bit dry, but we had to get it in because it's a massive event. It's cricket's quality, and I'm convinced that Londoners would love it. I've been